Shortly after my brain tumor surgery, I was told about a Qigong grandmaster with a practice nearby, so I started seeing him for weekly medical Qigong massage. His name is Master Zhou. Sounds like J-O-E, it's actually Z-H-O-U. If you're unfamiliar with Qigong, Tai Chi is a moderate form of Qigong. A great translation for Qi would be energy or life energy, and Gong would be work or benefits acquired through perseverance and practice, energy work. Robert Cohen's excellent book, The Way of Qigong, explains it like this. Qigong is a self-healing exercise and meditation comprised of healing posture, movement, self-massage, breathing techniques, and meditation. Through these various methods, Qi is acquired and stored in the body like filling a reservoir. Now, my brain tumor was a particularly nasty one, so my chemotherapy was equally nasty. A 4-drug arsenal of vincristine, cisplatin, carboplatin, and CCNU, which brought on all the expected side effects, which meant that every week, 2 or 3 days after my chemo treatment, I would drag myself to Master Zhou's office all banged up, but after 40 minutes of him working on me, I would walk out of there feeling not too bad. Not that bad at all. As a matter of fact, he even made my hair grow back while I was actively receiving chemotherapy. This guy can get a wet paper towel up to 200 degrees in his bare hand, break cinder blocks over his head, crush shards of glass into dust, bite off a piece of red-hot metal and spit it onto a plate, stand on balloons and not pop them, and most importantly, treat and heal all kinds of medical problems. This is thanks to decades and decades of diligent study of Qigong. At 7, he started learning martial arts and learning traditional Chinese medical theory from his uncle, a Taoist priest. He often secluded himself at Wudang Mountain at his uncle's temple for his advanced studies, and it was here that he really cultivated the discipline of Qigong and took his personal potential to the highest level of excellence. His mentors included many famous Chinese Qigong, Tai Chi, and Kung Fu masters who transmitted to him their wisdom and experience in these ancient arts. And from that depth of experience, he eventually created his own intricate system and style, Tianjue, Heaven and Earth Qigong. So once my cancer treatment was over, I had to study with him, right? It's like a no-brainer. I knew I was in the presence of something very rare and very powerful, and I wanted a piece of that healing power for myself. So I studied the elementary and intermediate form of Master Zhou's Qigong. I even paid for a private session so that he could look over my technique and correct any mistakes in my form. I had his secretary videotape it so that I could look at it later if I ever forgot anything. Now, Master Zhou's website states very clearly, Master Zhou is the only teacher qualified to teach his personal style of Tianjue Qigong. Any advertisements claiming otherwise by practitioners saying they are certified or approved directly by Master Zhou to teach his Qigong forms are false. Well, guess what? I'm the first. I have an old friend who lives in Hong Kong, and I Skyped him one night about 7 p.m. New York time, which was 7 a.m. his time the next day, and then he called Master Zhou directly, 4 p.m. LA time, and acted as our interpreter. I explained to Master Zhou how grateful I was that he had helped save my life, and how important I thought it was for Americans, especially people on the East Coast, super especially for cancer survivors, to know more about Qigong. I explained that I was now coaching cancer survivors and that I really wanted to teach them his Qigong so that they would have access to this powerful tool for their healing. Master Zhou said that I was welcome to continue sending patients his way. I had directed a lot of people to him over the years, and that I had his personal blessing to teach only my cancer coaching clients his elementary form of Qigong. So if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, this is some crazy martial art, this isn't for me, this is just some stuff Chinese people do in the park in the morning, please believe me when I tell you that this is not some crazy martial art. Think of the soft, gentle movements of Tai Chi, but from a standing or even sitting, fixed position. This is not hard on the body, it is nourishing. It's also not just for Chinese people, nor is it a hippy-dippy health fad. Qigong has a recorded history of being practiced for over 2,000 years. Chinese government health administrators estimate that somewhere between 80 million and 150 million people regularly practice Qigong. Now, if it didn't work, would all these people waste their time? Would I even be making this video? Qigong offers us a powerful tool to nourish our body, mind, and spirit, and do so at a relatively low cost. I mean, we're talking about cancer now. If you've ever gone through a cancer diagnosis, you know how incredibly expensive that can become, even with the very best of insurance. Well, with Qigong, once you've made the initial investment to learn the forms and concepts behind it, it's essentially free. No special equipment, no special clothing, no special location. You just have to do it. And the really great news is you and I don't have to practice diligently for 60 years like Master Joe to see significant benefits to our health. Practicing regularly for 2 to 3 times a week, and in a few short months, you will really be feeling it. Qigong is the secret sauce to get a cancer survivor beyond their side effects and on to vibrant health. Any cancer survivor who is longing for the days before chemo and radiation wreck them, or spending sleepless nights worrying about what if their cancer comes back. These people are desperate for truly effective ways to get their health back. Here's 2 very easy ones. 1, stick close to a nutrient-dense, plant-based diet. And 2, get regular exercise every day. Those are 2 slam dunk ways to reduce your risk of getting cancer. There's tons of quality data to back that up. What we're missing out on here in the West is the incredibly powerful, incredibly cheap practice of Qigong. Most oncology hospitals in China will prescribe Qigong complementary to radiation and chemotherapy. There are dozens of published studies in China on the efficacy of Qigong for cancer survivors, reducing anxiety and depression, increasing strength, reducing the risk of falls, increasing mental clarity, etc. And we're finally starting to see those kind of studies here in America from people like Dr. Cohen at MD Anderson in Houston, or the people at the Dana-Farber Center at Harvard. But whatever study you read, don't take someone else's word for it. You have to experience this for yourself. I want to thank you for sharing your email address with me. I promise to only use it to send you more quality, truly effective content. In the meantime, if you work with me personally or you find a qualified Qigong master in your area, do not pass up on this powerful tool to overcome the side effects of your cancer experience and get back to your very best health. As always, be well.